Hey guys, it is One Full Palette here, and today's video I have a kit of little resin food miniatures. If you guys have seen the brand Miniverse, they have all of these different kinds of cute food miniatures. I think I've seen now they have like little animal like habitats they do. I've seen Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter versions of those, and maybe in a future video we will get into some of those. But right now I have, I got this as a gift, and so it's called Mini Cafe Shop, and it has 12 different items, and I've not yet opened this, so I kind of figured that this would make a pretty good video to kind of like go through and look through. I will apologize for my setup. I don't have all of the professional filming equipment and everything yet, but I do have this really handy light that kind of illuminates my workspace, and it has a built-in phone stand, which I have beautifully propped up my phone. So hopefully I can kind of see what you're seeing right now. So hopefully I keep it within the camera. If not, I guess we will learn as we go here. But I'm gonna get this started, get this open here. Not sure if we'll do all of the food today, but I have leftovers from, speaking of the Miniverse, I had gotten one of the sushi rolls. So this was, I didn't know where to put it, so I threw it in the box so that it was out of the way. But, oh my goodness. Oh, this is cool. This is my first time, like, opening this. I have not yet looked into this. Oh, I have, gonna throw all of that Miniverse rice all over the place now. Okay. So, here we have, if you can see, we have our instructions. So, before I get into the instruction booklet, I was gonna kind of show you guys the like coloring dye that we use in the kit. And so there was a yellow, a pink, and a red. And then here I'm gonna just kind of show you the different types of desserts that we can make in this kit, and there are a lot of options. And so now I'm gonna kind of like just flip through each of their instruction pages just to kind of show you. Like, it's pretty detailed. It gives you like a step-by-step, and it definitely allows for your own interpretation and your own creation. Like, there's nothing that says you have to make each of these desserts like the instructions say. Now I'm going to kind of quickly show you guys the other elements that come in this kit. So like this first one is like acts as like the whipped cream for all of the desserts. And then this is the chocolate drizzle, and you'll find out later in the video that it had kind of gone bad. And then most of these items are made with resin, and this is like a 1-to-1 ratio of AB epoxy resin. So you have to like wait 24 hours for it to dry. And then this last item here is called like a jelly gel. And so it was used to hold some of the coloring in like some of the floats and things. But overall, I had a lot of fun making this, and when we get into the video, you're gonna see all of my processes and some of the mistakes that I definitely made. But I do show you here, all of the products do say that it's not edible, and the box says that as well. There's our first bag. This looks like it's going to be all of our dishes for all of our desserts. There's our parfait glasses. This looks like the basket for our cookies. Can you see that? There we go, yes. Basket for our cookies. I will be honest, I am not sure what this is for, so I'm gonna set it aside, and I'm sure we will figure that out in a minute. Here's the little cake plate. A plate for our donuts, I would imagine. Our waffle bowl. Oh, I'm way too high, so sorry. Waffle bowl there.
our cake pieces. Oh, I grabbed another piece. Sorry. Cake pieces, which I still believe look like pancakes, but if it says it's cake, it's cake. Here's another one of those mystery pieces. These might be for the straws. No, it can't be for the straws because that's in this. So this is so cute. We'll get to this in a second. I don't know. This could be any of it, maybe. I'd have to look at the box again. It is. It's for the straws on the boba and the lemonade. That's what it's for. I wonder if that means I have to cut it down. Anyway, so we have our glass. This is so cute. The little jar. So that would be for probably our cherry float. So I don't want to get too far out of frame. Here's the one for our lemonade. So then here's the lid. There's your lid for a lemonade. I don't want to squeeze that too. Here's the top for the boba. Unless I have that backwards, and this is the one for the boba. I wonder if that means I have to choose, because I only see one of these. Well, we'll get there in a second. Okay. We have another bag to open still, so. Oh my gosh, these are adorable. I'm not sure scale-wise what, like, Barbie or doll these would totally fit. I don't have a Barbie on me. I almost was thinking that they would work for, like, American Girl, but they're almost too small. Unless you did, like, mini American Girl ones. But here are the different cups and parfait float glasses, and these are so stinking cute. Like, the details on these, I don't know if you can see, it's got like, this one's got the ridge details, this one has like your like candy shop, soda shop lines and everything, and those are just so stinking cute. So I'm gonna set them aside here because we have one more bag here. Oh, and I broke the bag. This looks like clay in it. So we have, I guess, yellow and white clay. So that's probably for the smoothie and the milkshake. Sprinkles. Those are so cute. Chocolate pieces. Not opening these yet because I will have them all over the place. Oh my gosh, and it comes with little ice. That is so stinking cute. Oh, good. And we've got some tweezers here. And then I don't know if these are our stir sticks or what they'll be for, but oh, last thing that we need to look into here. Oh, perfect. It has an open this side, so that will help probably to make sure we don't spill all of our little things everywhere. So if you can see in here, I'm going to start right here. So we've got our little cherries, and it looks like a couple of strawberries here. And then in the next one, we have our strawberries and our kiwi. These are the boba for our little boba drink. Our chocolate and our wafers and everything. And then see, there's that one straw that I was talking about. Our citrusy fruit. So I see mango, pineapple, and an orange slice. Plus we have our silverware in there. And then a couple bigger pieces. There's a bigger kiwi. I would imagine some mint leaves and our slice of lemon for our lemonade. And then in the middle here, we have pineapple and 2 scoops of ice cream. So, okay, now that I have opened everything up, I'm going to kind of get stuff set up and we will get started with the fruitcake. Okay, so I ran and grabbed some paper towels for easy cleanup, and then I've done resin before, so I grabbed a little mixing container because I did not see one here. So for making the fruitcake, so we've got our step-by-step instructions here. So I'm gonna have my instructions over here, and I am going to get started. So our first step is that we are going to take our, I'm going to call it whipped cream, just because that's basically what it is here. So we're going to take our whipped cream and get it open. And then it came with two different like tip sizes here. And so we've got like a bigger one and a smaller one. I'm going to do this one just for a little more precision, and so I can maybe make everything look a little nicer.
So while I'm putting together the first few layers of this cake, I was gonna kind of tell you a little bit more about me, I guess, and some of the inspiration for this channel. So growing up, I used to watch a lot of like artists and crafters on YouTube, all from My Froggy stuff to Jazza to Nerdy Crafter. And so this video definitely, it was kind of inspired by a lot of what Nerdy Crafter does. She'll take like the DIY kits and the miniatures and she'll put them together on screen and she'll tell you what works about them, what doesn't work. And so that was kind of what I wanted to do with this one. And I definitely liked this kit a lot. I really had no complaints with it at all whatsoever. So there, now you can see I have the layers done and together, and I will show you that in depth here.
So, okay, you can see here now we have our little cake layers. This looks really, really good. I know it said not edible, but it is really good. So, the next and the last couple of steps here. Oh, as I drop the cake. Oh my goodness. We're gonna add our whipped cream to the top, and then we're going to decorate it with some of our decorations.
So now you can see, like, here I'm struggling to get the decorations open, but I got that open and I set it aside, and then I went in to pipe all the icing on top of the cake, and unfortunately, so I was trying to go for precision, but unfortunately I got my hand in the way, so you really can't see too well what I'm doing until I like get to the end of it. So I completely apologize for that, but it looks good in the end nonetheless.
We have our cake. Now, I'd love to use the little strawberry slices, but I don't really want to use the strawberry slices because when we go to make the strawberry parfait, we're gonna need those there. Oh, I totally lied. These are the donuts. These are not, in fact, pineapple, so forgive me. Those are the donuts. I'm gonna set them on the plate over there for the moment.
I guess one thing I didn't expect when I was trying to decorate this cake was the difficulty in deciding which fruits I wanted to put on it and where I wanted to place them. Because it would have been so easy to just use all the strawberries and turn this cute little cake into a strawberry shortcake. But then I wouldn't have had enough strawberry slices for our parfaits and our drinks later in the video. But unfortunately, it was kind of sad to try to put the kiwis on here because they were so tiny. I mean, they're adorable, but like I kept dropping them and they don't really set up right either, but I made it all work.
Does that look like a cake? Do we have a cute cake here? I would say so. That's adorable. I guess they have this on there too. I feel like that's too much now. Oh well, it's on there now. There we go. So we have our fruit cake. That's so cute. And then I'm gonna set that aside, and then all of these say allowed to dry for 24 hours. So I will definitely give everybody an update at the end of the video, what everything looks like when it's all fully dried.
So here I am, kind of realizing that there's only like one of these base cups, and they have like the lemonade and the boba use the same base cup. So at this point, I'm like trying to decide if I have to choose between which one I want to make, and I didn't really want to do that. So I was gonna set this one aside, and I come back to it later in the video.
Perfect. So starting with our cookie dough ice cream, I believe they have it in this little cup here, and I also just want an excuse to break out the clay because it's been a hot minute since I have done anything with clay. I typically use like Sculpey, and there's like a oven baked clay, and so I've made many things with Sculpey's oven baked clay in the past, and this is if you can see, it's kind of stretchy. It's a good consistency. It's like smooth too. It's like, it's not a bad. Obviously it's an air dry clay. How much do I need? Definitely need more than that to fill this glass.
This air dry clay was actually really fun to work with, and I was excited to like get to use it because, like I said before, it's been a minute since I have used clay, and I'm not like super familiar with air dry clay. I would like to do a couple more videos where I get into some more air dry clay and I do some fun different activities with it. I'd also like to do, I want to do a couple of videos with the Sculpey clay that I do, because I have some earring kits and ideas that I would like to make. And then I do want to make a comment. I rolled the like chocolate pieces within the clay here, and I thought that would like work as like a cookie dough, and it definitely did not. So I put some more on the outside, and then I stuffed it in the glass. And so looking back at it, I would probably have added a lot more chocolate pieces to the inside so that it looked more like a cookie dough and less like vanilla with a couple of chocolate pieces in there. But you know, you live and you learn. And again, I obviously didn't learn, and so my hand is again in the way while I'm making this whipped cream swirl.
Okay, hopefully we managed to get that to work here. Okay, good news. Oh, that was way too much. Now that I have all of the chocolate in my hand. Trying to delicately sprinkle without. There we go. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to put an adequate amount of chocolate on there because obviously these aren't real, but we want them to feel real. And no one in their right mind would have a cookie dough ice cream without a bunch of sprinkles on it. So, oh, this is so cute. It's like a, do they have filling in it? Oh my gosh. Oh, this thing gets better and better. Okay, so there's like, I'll set this aside for a second. They have the two like wafer cookies, so I can take our like whipped cream, ice cream, whatever, and I can fill this up. Oh my goodness. And then we have a little ice cream sandwich that we can then stick. I'm trying to find a place where I don't like the whipped cream. Oh, gonna get stuff all over the place. That's why we have the tweezers. but then you stick the cookie in the, oh my gosh, this is so adorable. Oh, cool. And it has you, on the instructions, it has you add chocolate drizzle, which we might not. Don't know. I'm trying to figure out. How's that? Oh my goodness, that looks delicious. I should have pushed the clay down more. There's gap in my parfait, but I think that's super cute. I don't really want to put the chocolate drizzle on it. I think I'm just gonna leave it as it is. But let me know in the comments if you guys would have put the chocolate drizzle on it.
So here I am starting to make the tropical fruit parfait, and the instructions on it want the chocolate on like the bottom. So it's actually a really good thing I didn't use the chocolate drizzle before, because as you're gonna see here, here's where I figure out that our chocolate drizzle is like hard. It is not squeezable, not liquid. Like I can't get it out of the bottle. It has like hardened within it. So I went ahead and I omitted it for pretty much all of the desserts, which kind of made me sad because I wanted to use it on at least a couple of them, like on the waffle bowl. I thought it would have looked really good. And it also led us into the dilemma with the donuts and the cookies, but I ended up coming up with a solution for that later, which you will see when we get to those. But I was actually kind of surprised that the chocolate, I mean, I was grateful that it was only the chocolate drizzle that had gone bad, but I was kind of surprised because everything else, like the whipped cream was perfectly fine. The resin, obviously being in their own separate containers, was fine. But it was just the chocolate drizzle. And then obviously like the clay had its own packaging. So I don't know if the seal was busted on the chocolate or not. But here you can see I kind of learned better from my mistakes. So you were actually able to watch me do the whipped cream drizzle. And then now we add the toppings. Interesting. Yellow coloring. It wants you, so like as like a, I'm gonna be very delicate with this because this looks like this could stain. We're gonna put it in here. I'm not sure if that's gonna dry because I don't know if this is like just a food coloring. There we go. Or if it is, okay. I believe they call that a party foul, and that is exactly what I was worried about. Have this stain my desk here. Which is probably why they definitely advise putting something down in place of your workspace, or on your workspace. But we've got that, and now we're ready to decorate. Let's see. The mango is a must. How do we want to put this on here? I want to make sure that I'm doing these so that you guys can see them, because it's not really fun for you if I just, do it in the background and say, hey, here's what I did. But again, at least me, I'm new to this YouTube game, so we're gonna see how this works. We're gonna slowly but surely, I'm gonna make it. Cherry on top. There we go. I am kind of in love with these mint leaves. It's very cute. Okay, good. Oh, they've even got like a boba on here, but I don't know how to do that. I think. Is it too citrusy if I put the pineapple on it? I don't know, they've got the kiwi on there. That would be cute, and add a little more color variation in there.
Okay. Guess we don't get that kiwi. Fine, we're just gonna get a new one. There we go. Clean up that yellow before it stains my desk. Okay. And here we have our third little dessert done. I think that one's really cute. So far, of the 3 we've done, I still think the cookie dough ice cream is probably my favorite. But we still have many more to go. Yeah, so the donuts and the cookies we're gonna skip for the moment because I have an idea. Well, we might start the cookies, but I'll do the frosting when I do the frosting for the icing for the donuts.
I promise, I have definitely been trying to speed up and cut down the video in all the spots that I can. When I was looking at the regular, like the raw footage of everything that I had filmed, because I honestly just set my camera up and started filming this, so I really didn't have a full plan or direction for it. But when I got to the end of it and I saw like all of the clips that I had and the videos, like I had about 2 hours worth of video, and I know myself personally, I would not want to watch 2 full hours of video, so I try to cut it down where I can. Like when I'm just kind of filling, so like the waffle bowl, all I did was fill it with clay, add the whipped cream, and now I am decorating it, which really doesn't need it doesn't need to be at regular pace, especially not the decorating, because if you can't tell, I'm pretty indecisive with the decorating because I want it to look good, slightly perfectionist, but at the same time I don't really want to over analyze it, because at the end of the day, like, we're just trying to have fun here. And so, like, if you can tell, like, I kind of made this one look almost like banana split like, but I promise I have definitely been trying to cut down the video in all of the spots that I can so that it is not a 3-hour long video. So now I have the tray and I'm going to work on making like the bases for my cookies. Basically my idea with this was I was just gonna make the cookie like shape and then have it set aside and let the clay dry. That way when I go to do the icing on the donuts and the cookies, the base is like already kind of ready. And so I don't really want to give away what my idea was for the icing, but I'm sure you guys could probably guess what I'm gonna do. But it was really kind of fun to make the cookies and more like relaxing. It wasn't super tedious or like didn't take a lot of forward thinking. It was just kind of, roll a small little ball and flatten it out and everything. So now you see I have my full tray of cookies done. I was trying my best to make sure all of the like clay packaging and everything was closed tightly, because the last thing I wanted was for the all the clay to dry out before I was ready to use it. As you can see now, I'm getting ready to start the cherry float, and I am still absolutely in love with the cute little jar, mason jar, that we make the float in. And while I do that, I was kind of going to give you guys a little deeper of why I have started the channel, this channel, One Full Palette, and, kind of explain what my goal with this channel is. If you guys haven't already seen my first video, I kind of did a little bit of a little overview of a background on me, kind of how I got into art, my history with it, why, and why I've started, kind of a little why I've started this channel. For me, right now, my life's kind of in like a new transition. Like I've started a new chapter of my life. I've just graduated college. I now have a full-time job. And that leaves my evenings and my weekends pretty free, which in the past, like, I was not used to, because before, with high school, college, it was study, homework and exams. So I didn't really have as much free time to do all of these art projects that I love to do and these hobbies. And so my number one goal, like after graduation, I was like, I want to give myself more time to be creative, and work on all of these art projects, because I have a lot of hobbies. I like drawing, painting, I like doing these little resin crafts, I love doing miniatures, stained glass. I have a bunch of stained glass stuff, so hopefully in the future I will do some stained glass videos as well. But overall, I'm really excited to see where this opportunity takes me. I may not be the absolute best or the world's best at editing videos or even setting it up. I mean, going through and editing this video has proved to be a little more of a challenge than I was kind of expecting. And watching the video, I'm seeing different angles of like, oh, I should have probably had the camera somewhere else. I need probably maybe a second camera. Definitely seeing things in which I can improve. But that's also kind of one of the other goals of this channel, is more to kind of gauge my personal improvement. See how I progress in my art, because I am continually practicing. I'm creating more things, and then also to just kind of see how I can progress, engagement with my followers and with the other things that I am super passionate about. Because I didn't really make this channel to become a full-time content creator. This is more of an extension to the hobbies that I like to take. And I really wanted to do this because, when I was younger, I always loved, I still do, I love watching and getting inspiration from other art channels. Because, the big thing when I would watch their videos was just kind of seeing their creativity, and then being able to see that and say, oh, I can do that project, or I can do a project very similar. Like, seeing them be creative sparked me to be creative. And so that's like one of the other goals that I have with my channel that I want to do, is hopefully, spark you guys into, also wanting to create something or picking up a new hobby, and, just using your time to just build skills and have fun. And I want to show people that, these kind of like projects and things, because growing up, I always heard, friends or other classmates, we'd be in art class and they'd say, oh, I can't do that, I'm not artistically inclined, like, I'm not creative, I can't do any of that. And that's really not true. I mean, not for anyone or for anything. I mean, all it really takes is practice and consistency. In the first video that I said, I wrote out that practice equals skill, and I will stand by that, because doesn't matter what it is. I mean, you're not good at something right away. I mean, you can't be good at something overnight. It's just, I have never seen it happen. I mean, and think about famous people. I mean, you've got, like Michael Jordan. I don't think he just decided, oh, I'm going to be good at basketball one day, or Gordon Ramsay. I mean, he didn't just say, oh yeah, I'm going to be the world's greatest chef, and, they had to practice. I mean, and even professionals, like, they still practice. I mean, going to the art world, like, Bob Ross always talked about his happy little accidents. I mean, he was not, like, mistake proof. I mean, he always had to practice, and you don't become good at something overnight. And that was kind of what I want this channel to kind of, reflect. Because, for my sign off, and you'll hear it at the end of the video, I'm going to end all of my videos saying, imperfectly yours. Because that's kind of what it is, Nobody's perfect, but that's what makes everyone unique and individual. If we were all perfect, I mean, do you know how boring the world would be? We wouldn't have these, we wouldn't have these create your own or DIY. We wouldn't have any of that because everybody would be cookie cutter. We'd be so similar, so the same. And so, that's kind of my goal for this, is not only to grow myself as a person, but hopefully, show other people that they can also do these things, and that, creativity is not like, it's not a gene that you're born with or you're not born with. It's mostly just how much effort and consistency you want to put into learning a skill. I mean, because that's basically what art is. It's just a skill that, if you learn and you practice at it and you feed it, and it will grow with you. I'm now kind of realizing that I haven't really spoken on what I'm doing much at all. So in the video you saw, so we finished the cherry float base and the tropical smoothie base as well. And so right now we're actually on to the I believe it was the strawberry cake is what they called it. It looks like a strawberry shortcake almost. So I used like the clear jelly to put the strawberries on and around the glass. But so the float and the smoothie we had to set aside because they're the resin, and so the resin required that it at least had to harden for 3 hours before we could put the the whipped cream on top of it. So I went ahead and just moved on to the next the next dessert, which happens to be this the strawberry cake. But kind of getting back into why I'm starting this channel, I wanted to have an outlet to kind of express, my art and show others what I like to do and enjoy all of that. I definitely hope that you guys will enjoy the content that I share, and it will hopefully inspire you guys to be creative as well. And then, my eventual goal is that hopefully as I get a little better and a little bigger, that I can, improve camera quality, video editing, and all of that kind of stuff. My eventual goal for camera setup is to set up a second camera. That way I can have 2 shots going kind of at once. So that way when I do videos like this, I can have the camera, I can have one camera sitting where it's at right now, so you can kind of see up above the whole, you can see all of my workspace. But then I also want to have another camera a little closer for that way I don't have to do shots like I just did, where I have to bring the item closer to the camera. I can actually have a camera closer to where I'm working, so that way then right now when I'm piping on more of the whipped cream, you'd be more at level with what I'm working with, so you can actually kind of see better what I'm working on. There's nothing wrong with this top angled view, but I feel like it could be a little limiting to kind of what I'm doing. Okay, so slight side note tangent. I went to go put on one of the silverware pieces, but I realized that these were metal. They are metal, not plastic, and I thought they were just too cute, and I just couldn't bear to stick it into the whipped cream permanently, so I went ahead and I did not add the silverware. But I gotta say, I was very impressed with the fact that they are metal silverware, and or it's made out of a metal, a metallic-y, because I dropped it on the desk, and I mean, it made a metal, clink or tink or whatever sound metal makes. But yeah, no, I totally expected it to just be one of the stereotypical plastic, fork, spoon, knife sets, but I was genuinely impressed. So as you can see now, I'm adding dye, some of the red dye coloring to the top, because I was trying to make it look like there was a strawberry syrup on top of it almost. And I honestly kind of love how that turned out.
I think this is the fun, like the most fun part about it is like decorating it. Because like, two people could buy the same kit, but the way that they decorate their parfait or dessert is going to be so different from the next person. And that's also, I think, what I like about art is there's no wrong answers.
Like, there's so many different ways you can take your creativity. You know, two people can have the exact same kit and it won't be the exact same. They each do their own, like, their own individual design. And I think that is probably the best part about art. And so, you know, like right now, I'm using this glass to make the boba, which, because I found a second glass that I was able to use for the lemonade, whereas, like, in the instruction book, it used the same base for the lemonade and the boba, so I don't know if it, like, necessarily wanted you to pick which one, but I did not really want to pick. I wanted to do both, and when I found there was a second glass, like an extra glass in my packaging, it looked different from this glass that I'm currently, like, mixing the boba stuff in, but it, nonetheless, there was another glass, so I was able to, I was still able to make the lemonade like I had originally wanted. And that takes, like, creative liberties, because, you know, you'll see when I get to the lemonade, the way I did it is definitely different from what, like, the instruction book says. But honestly, I think that's the other, like, thing that I kind of want to hopefully not necessarily teach people, but, like, show people on this channel, is that, you know, instructions are good for, like, when you're learning a new technique or learning something, but you don't have to stick to, you know, you don't have to stick to the order of the instructions, or you don't have to do exactly, like, verbatim what the instructions say. I guess, for example, here, like, you can see I am now having to shove the boba down to the bottom because I completely forgot to put it in before I poured in my resin and my ice. But nonetheless, like, it still worked. Like, I had to use the stir stick and push all of the boba pearls down to the bottom. But when I, like, show you, because I'll show you here in the camera in a little bit, that I did, like, I got oh my gosh, I got the boba pearls down to the bottom. Say that 5 times fast. But it's still, like, it still looks incredible, you know, and I didn't technically follow the instructions to the T that they were supposed to be, you know, I didn't do it in the order that they wanted. And honestly, what I could have done, and probably what I should have done, I thought about mixing some of the colors. Like, I could have taken the yellow and the red and made, like, more of, like, an orange type boba. I think that would have been fun. Oh, here we go. Now I'm showing, like, here's the second glass that I found that I was able to make, like, the lemonade with. So you see how it's, like, it is a completely different glass than what is, like, said on the instructions, but I was still able, like, I still made the lemonade, and I'm still very happy with how my lemonade turned out. The only thing now, like, because it's been 24 hours since, like, the resin hardened and everything, I definitely should have put more yellow food coloring in. I will say, like, that is the one thing I wish I did differently. But the instructions had said only put, like, 1 or 2 drops in, and I did. I only put, like, 2 drops in, but I probably should have put, like, 3 or 4, because my lemonade now just looks really watered down, and that's kind of gross. I do have to say, though, that, like, it was kind of a challenge to mix the coloring into the resin when I was making the different types of desserts. So, like, when I did, like, the strawberry float, like, the coloring kind of just sat on top. It pooled up on top and didn't really want to mix thoroughly through there. So, like, I mean, as you can see here, like, I mean, I spent a good, you know, 60 seconds or more trying to mix in that yellow food coloring because it was just kind of sitting on top for a little bit.
I did eventually, like, get it all mixed in, but it took a few minutes. And that kind of, like, leads me a little bit into a little bit of a story. Because I kind of mentioned earlier, like, you know, you make a mistake or you mess something up. And I've talked about, I think, a little bit, you know, some people think you can ruin art or, you know, do something and it's wrong, or that, like, that there is a wrong way to do stuff. And it is true. Thus, you can make mistakes, you can mess something up, but I firmly believe that, you know, you can always fix it. You know, it's not, you know, you make a mistake, it's not doomed. I would say the first time I learned this, I was taking an art class back in elementary school, and we were all drawing our own pictures, and I was drawing, what was I drawing? I was either a horse or a unicorn. Something along those lines. I was drawing a horse on my paper, and the girl next to me decided to, she wanted to grab I think she had colored markers or colored pencils, and she grabbed them and then, like, scribbled some marks on my paper, like up in the sky area on my horse drawing. I mean, and I was devastated. I was so upset because she ruined my drawing. I mean, it was ruined to me. And I was definitely mad at her because I was like, how dare she, you know, grab a you know, colored pencil marker or whatever and ruin my drawing. And I was thoroughly thought it was ruined. I put, you know, a couple hours into this drawing, and it was, you know, and here in 5 seconds it had been destroyed. Well, my art teacher had come up to me after that, and she told me, and she showed me that it wasn't ruined, and she told me to reframe it. So, you know, the scribbles that she had drawn on my paper, my art teacher turned one of them into a piece of confetti. And she told me that I could do the rest like that. She said, turn all of these scribbles. She goes, they're not scribbles. She goes, she added confetti to your paper. She goes, turn it into confetti. And so I honestly, like, it was genius. It was a genius move because, one, my art teacher not only avoided a breakdown, you know, from a student in her art class, that definitely helped shape a lot of my mindset with some things, too. Because sometimes you're going through life and somebody just decides to scribble on your paper. And it's, you know, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to crumple up your piece of paper and throw it away? Or are you going to turn those scribbles into confetti? Now, speaking of confetti, as you can see, I am working on the donuts and going to put some sprinkles on there eventually. But if you guessed it correctly in the earlier in the video, I did decide to go ahead and use paint instead for like the icing and the frosting on the donuts and the cookies. So obviously after I do the donuts, I will get to the cookies in a minute. Here I was like trying to clean up the mess of the sprinkles because they went everywhere. But I really think using the paint as a substitute definitely worked, especially since our chocolate drizzle didn't really quite work. I can definitely say that this editing experience has been pretty new to me. I've not really had a whole lot of experience in editing or voiceovers or any of that, that side of, I guess, being creatively inclined. Now, I'm not saying that I don't like it, because there's definitely some interesting and some fun aspects of this. Like, in the end, like when I get this whole video all put together, it is like, I'm gonna be very, very happy, and I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh, I was able to get this done. But in the process of that, I think the most difficult thing for me has been kind of like just having to listen to myself talk, because when I was filming this video, I was trying to avoid having too many like bouts of silence, which honestly, what I probably should have done is I probably shouldn't have worried about that, because now, like, going back, I've had to like go in and edit out like these different side stories and comments and everything that I've made. Like, I've left like a good like amount of them in still, but like especially here towards the end, I didn't realize how many different stories I told, and they're all kind of like chopped up, because it was like I started telling a story and then I would make a comment about what I was doing, project wise, which isn't necessarily an issue, but it was very hard to follow the story then, because it was like side tangent after side tangent. And it's definitely made the editing part a little difficult, because listening, like I said, I don't necessarily like listening to my own voice, so I've had to put my like audio in 2 times speed just so that I can get through like all of the stories and sides tangents that I've told. But that makes it really, really funny, because it's like listening to my voice in 2 times speed. It just kind of sounds like I'm listening to like one of the Chipettes. It's kind of comical. But as you can see here, I had just finished up like the cookies and everything. And so in the next clip, that will be like after the timestamp of after everything has hardened. Okay, so it has not quite been 24 hours, but it's been over the 3 hours that the resin needed to harden. So as we can see here now, we have our smoothie, our tropical smoothie, our strawberry float, and our cherry float. Ooh, never mind. Our cherry float is still a little liquidy on the top, but it's almost there. I'm curious then to see if our boba has set up. Okay, the boba has in fact set up, so we now have a complete boba. I like this on here. I think this looks like it could be an attachment for like a keychain, so you could turn it into like a keychain, or even, well, I wouldn't make it a necklace, it'd be a little too big, but you could definitely make it a keychain. And then our lemonade is also set up, and as you can see, I went ahead and cut off the rest of the green stir stick and made it into the green straw in the lemonade. So we have our cute little lemonade is done. And then I kind of want to look at our desserts. So they all look pretty much set up. I think some of the whipped topping is still a little soft, but it's mostly, I like how it turned the whipped cream like completely pink on this one. But other than that, everything else, and then our cookies. Okay. There we go. I cleaned up the little extra sprinkles that we had all over the place. But we are good. We can now continue on. At least we'll start with the pineapple smoothie and the strawberry float. We can come back to the cherry float in a few minutes because it's almost completely hardened. I can definitely say, since I had to wait until the next morning to kind of do the whipped cream on like these three, like the last 3 floats, I was a little nervous at first because I was like, even though I put the cap back on it, sometimes with like these kind of sets, like the material will still like harden overnight. But I was very impressed and it did not. However, it did seem to be a little harder to pipe, but that could have been like, I would imagine, I think some of it's like hardened in the tip because there was no way that I could like cover that up and keep it from hardening. And then in this float glass, like the cherry float, or I think this one was the strawberry float, sorry. It was such an odd shape that I was like, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to do the whipped cream on here, but I think I was able to get it at least to the best of my ability. So don't be mad at me too much, because that was kind of difficult. Bear with me now. We are in the final stretch. Obviously we get to decorate these last 3 floats. So starting off with the strawberry float, I'm adding the cute little pink straw, and I'm gonna obviously put on a couple of the strawberries. And then while I was doing this, I was honestly kind of wondering, so these 2 had set up while the cherry float really didn't set. I mean, it kind of had set up mostly, but it was still fairly soft on the top. And I was kind of wondering, I'm like, what happens like if you put the whipped cream on before the base fully hardens? I can definitely tell you that we figured the answer out later in the video. But as you can see here, I had to add a little more of the whipped cream there on the strawberry float because, like I said before, it was such a funky shape that I didn't quite get the whipped cream all on it properly, or I guess as full as I wanted it. And then on the instruction books, it had like the rainbow sprinkles on the strawberry float, but I wanted it to be like more just strawberry, so I just put the red and white sprinkles on it instead. So I kind of made it a little more custom and a little more my own. And now we get to do the pineapple smoothie. It was so hard not to just like continue calling this a float because it's like basically the same thing. But on this one, I put one of the pineapple slices and a mint leaf, and then I went ahead and put that scoop of ice cream on there. So, and then I did go ahead and just do like the rainbow sprinkles all on this. So, but it was definitely really cute when I got done, and I totally wanted a smoothie afterwards. But like I said, we are in the final stretch, so after we do the cherry float, I think that's like the last of it, and then we'll go over everything that we made before. I have to say, like, as I've been editing these videos, it's been pretty interesting and kind of fun. I've had to redo the audio a couple of times because I like did the audio for one whole clip and then realized that I'd had like something over the microphone, and so it totally like muffled it all out, so I had to redo the whole thing, which was not totally cool. But here you can see now I'm starting the whipped cream on this, and you can kind of see, and I definitely answered my own question. It definitely does kind of like leak in there, so like now you can see as I'm holding it up to the camera, the resin that's still like soft and hasn't hardened kind of came up through the whipped cream, and it kind of leaked out the side a little, so I had to like clean it up afterwards. But that kind of answered my question, so you definitely should wait till they're fully dry. But I'm not sure why that one didn't fully harden, because it was made at the same time as the rest of them. I think I may have not like fully had a half and half A versus B mixture. It may have been a little more of B or a little more of A. And that tends to happen too sometimes, especially since I wasn't like precisely measuring everything. But it will dry, it will still harden, it'll just take a little longer. I'm not totally worried about it. But as you can see here, now I'm adding just pink sprinkles on this one, because again, I didn't really want the full rainbow effect of sprinkles. But that kind of brings us to the end of all of our cute little desserts. So I will show everybody once again, one more time. Let's look at everything that we made today. So we have our cute little donuts, and then our cookies. We have our cute boba, which makes me want a boba. And then we have our lemonade. We started with our fruit cake. Then we have our pineapple smoothie, our strawberry float, our strawberry cake is what this one was called. Then we have our waffle bowl with our ice cream inside, the cookie dough ice cream sundae.
Then we had the final, the tropical fruit ice cream. And our final one was the cherry float that we made. And overall, I was very impressed with this kit. I think it did really well, and all of the desserts look really cute and really delicious. But we'll see you guys in the next video. Imperfectly yours, One Full Palette.